You cheers, wasn't the people.
No, you bought more junket.
These look like the chairs I had to sit on.
We're at LA School of Comedy open mic night. Another Friday night, and I'm here with my mic stand. I got no money because I don't get
And when my cousin
paid.
Eileen got her
How
period,
I
she got
wish
to sit
my
at the
husband had a hearing aid. He'd understand me
I
then.
thought it was when you hold on to a blade of grass and not fall
On
off
Monday,
the earth.
Wednesday, Friday,
Well, that's an
we're
Irish
walking
tradition.
in it. He's
I remember the
just
first time I heard it
fine.
from my next door
I
neighbor.
think his name
Gary.
is Cullen,
Fine
but
name,
he's
yeah.
been
Fine.
walking. You guys sound
Married
like
to a
Frankenstein. Comedy club. Shh. Where'd you learn to whisper? In a helicopter?
That is disgusting.
All right, Mark. Mark.
You know, Copernicus wrote that.
It's unbelievable. This is like
The
a
open
fucking
mic
theater.
house begun.
That's the worst. Yeah. Like when your American friends come in with donuts, and I'm screaming, I paid the dick down! Alright, so, oh, I like that little sunrise, sunset. Alright guys, I just want you guys to have respect for the microphone, just so we can get started here. My name is Linda Cruz, I'm your host tonight, and I thank you, and I am here with the lovely and talented Samantha Lindeman, your comedy concierge. And for you guys that are watching and always have these wonderful comments, you're right. But if we had more cameras, that would cost more money. So if you want to donate a camera, go right ahead. I understand there's something going on in Carson City where someone told me I can get a free piano because I need another piano here, okay? Because this is what this chick told me. You get a piano, she goes, we're gonna make millions. She goes, do you know whose studio I used to have? We're gonna make millions. I've never seen her again. I got a piano. That's it. You can ask Samantha, every person that came through these doors are telling us what to do and how it's going to make. The whole thing, how long was it that we had to move a bookshelf from here over there because the comedians weren't comfortable? I'm like, what comedians are not comfortable? And then the request for the podcast, now we have to move everything over there because that's where the books, they're like, the bookshelf looks more organic. Yeah. With a couple of comedy books. And tonight's show is sponsored by Sinai Temple. That's right. All these chairs I never brought back. No, actually mine says St. Teresa's on the bottom, which is very scary too. My mother stole them from a school. I will tell you that it's another holiday is coming up. Labor Day. No, it's Jewish Labor Day. It's called the High Holy Days, and boy, it's a lot of work. My daughter came back home, both of them, for a minute, and she was screaming at me that there's a box of food in her bedroom. Why is that? I was like, Pesach. I don't know, but what room do you think you have if you live in another country? Right? You live in another country now. What room do you live in? What room do you live in? I mean, it's just hard. Get your shoes out of here. Oh, okay. And now there's a bra in my car, okay? Now this is not even funny. This is so crazy. Samantha said it's not hers, all right? It's not Mark's. I can't figure out whose frigging bra this is. And it's not, it's the biggest bra. It's not mine. It's not mine. I don't know who's in my car. I know who the valet. So one time I reported the valet for breaking wind in my car until he farted, right? And every time I got in the car, I smelled it was disgusting. And I was like, I'm gonna get his job. Because it can't happen. And then I'm at the Laugh Factory valet, and he did the same thing. And I was like, they know each other. So they're trying to mess with me because I hate when they fart like that, right? I hate the word even. That's not even the point. I get to the Beverly Hills Police Department because I'm going to beat this ticket because I got my hair in a different style. But nobody tells you that it's the size of this. When you get to court, it's the size of a screen, and it's you. It's you, you stupid ass, going through a red light like this. The first picture's like this. And the second one's like this. And it's you. There's no way out. I was so angry, and I'm like, there's that smell again. And I open up my trunk. And in my trunk, I find bags of meat from the rabbi's daughter that I never brought in the house.
Bags of meat.
And it turned into maggots.
Oh my God.
And I left it for the Beverly Hills Police Department! That's right, that's the kind of gal I am. So I share that with you. That was pretty creepy, right? That was really creepy.
Crazy.
And I was walking my daughter, and like, it wasn't even during the time you had cell phones, because I would never do that, try to walk a stroller without a nanny and get a cell phone. And I'm walking, and I tip her over, nobody helps me. A guy, I said to him, "Can you help me?" And he ran. I was like, "Can you help me?" Oh my God. Anyway, I got her up. She doesn't know anything about that. What makes this room different is that sometimes you have people that just are going to be stars, and they're stars in the making, and they've been hidden away from us, these little special gems tucked away in New York City, and we want a few minutes to hear from the one and only Mr. Mark Safran. Can I bring you to the stage for just a second? Just for a second, come on.
You really want to bring me to the stage?
Yeah.
I can't carry you, sweetie. Come on. Alan's like, watch this.
Kamala Harris and
Oh!
are all very big on fighting what they call misinformation. Well, let me correct some misinformation. First of all, I've never seen a house. I came home from New York where one woman can turn a 3-bedroom apartment into a closet. And it's a big 3-bedroom apartment. That's a 2,000 square foot closet. That's the first time I heard about the maggots in my car. I mean, I've always been complaining about not taking the groceries up. You know, this was hidden from me for quite a while, like Waltz's military record.
Oh shit.
Well, you expected something non-political? It's political season. So Juan Marchand, that great paragon of the New York bar. What's fascinating is he used to be a family court judge, telling people what to do with their kids before he was promoted to be the Supreme Court. Announced today in a completely irrelevant and ridiculous letter ruling that he didn't even want to put on NICEF, because I tried to get it, why he's postponing Trump's sentencing. Of course, he fails to mention that the Supreme Court is probably going to throw the whole friggin' thing out because of immunity and other things. How you can stitch together 34 little things that I did for years. And see, that's what bothers me about the whole thing. I spent my entire legal career with people that were doing that with their financial statements. I represented real estate people. This is the real estate mentality. All right, you go into a bank, you tell them this piece of shit that you own in a slum is worth $30 million. The bank looks at your rent roll and says, "No, look at your rent roll. Let's multiply it by, the standard, appraisal rules. It's about $10 million. He goes, no, don't make a lie on me. Then you realize that Trump's Persian. He has to be. Because he uses Persian math. Well, at least American Persian real estate math. If it's worth $5, it's maybe worth $30. But the thing is, the banks, as much as we realize they are not that stupid. They are not lending you money more than your ability to pay it back, unless you're really a good liar. All right? And speaking of that, there's an old Chinese saying that if you sit by the banks of a river long enough, you'll find the bodies of your enemies floating by. Well, I found that this week. My ex-partner needed help. But even better, an ex-client, right? All right, all of a sudden is borrowing money from a present client. Fraptious day. Can't wait to see him at a closing table. But that being neither here nor there, we live in perilous times. I found myself at the pool watching gaggles of selfish people yelling and screaming with their kids peeing in the hot tub. All right? While I'm watching YouTube, I've reduced myself to watching YouTube videos of Devori Dawkins. Has anybody watched this guy?
No.
This is a crazy black Republican commenting on videos, and he worships at the shrine of Douglas Murray, who I've just learned about myself is one of the most fascinating arguers I've ever met. I watched, some guy was on now Piers Morgan is good. I know I'm rambling, but today, this is just all I learned in the last 40 minutes before I got here. This is not deep information that I've had forever, But I got to get it out because it's been bothering me. All right, I have suppressed myself for years. I have felt it was politically incorrect. Yeah, I have. There are certain things that I've suppressed myself about. I have not denied the existence of the Palestinian people. Until recently, I saw a very interesting YouTube in which somebody pulled out source material from the British Mandate. There were 200,000 Arabs living in that area and 100,000 Jews. When the Jews started coming in the 1880s and making the area fertile and putting in industries, they needed somebody to work it. So of course, they brought in migrant labor. They thought they were migrant labor. The migrant labor were the people who live in Gaza right now, claiming to be Palestinians. They didn't grow, nobody can grow that much by shtupping. I mean it. Not even friggin' Mormons. It just doesn't happen, all right? They just kept coming and coming and coming until there were enough of them and they said, oh, look at this beautiful thing they made for us. Let's kill them all and take it. And that is the history of 1948. And I watched somebody show it on TV. Thank God Lana isn't here. She'd come after me with a knife, all right? But the truth is, you can call yourself whatever you want, but facts are facts, you know? That's one of them. So I ran out and bought a book. If I'm making you uncomfortable, I'm going to tell you something. You know, I'm going to give you a hint. Okay? Let me tell you something, all right? But some of the best comics, including Chappelle, says if they're not making you uncomfortable, they're not doing their job. I'm no comic. But if I don't make you uncomfortable, I'm not doing my job. I've had people walk out of here. How do you walk out of a comedy club if you don't like what the comics say? That's crazy. Why'd you come in the first place? If you wanted to hear things that people only agreed with you, right? You could have gone to a Columbia meeting. Right? Spend some time on the Columbia campus. So I'll end with this because it's so much in the news. They rained two things happened this week which truly made me believe that I'm living in Alice in Wonderland. Up is definitely down and down is definitely up. There's no question about it. Okay. The woman, professor, I will not grace her with the name, when I read today about what she's going to be teaching at Columbia about Marxist theories that capitalism saps the energy out of the world. What is this, friggin' Wicca? This is supposed to be scholarship. But it turns out, if anybody remembers during the so-called Columbia demonstrations last year, the professor was, when the kids took over they were mostly outside agitators. When they took over Hamilton Hall, she said, please help them. They need food and water. How about getting the fuck out? There's a Subway down the street. These kids were ordering in takeout. Believe me, they were having Uber Eats delivering to the campus. This is definitely protesting for terrorists in the nuclear age. And and now she's teaching there. And where's her class? Hamilton Hall. That was just a little bit of insanity, and then it led to the second round of insanity, which made no sense either, which I'm going to forget about as I'm talking about it. Because I know there were two things having to do with Columbia that I found to be rather insane. You know, Columbia University, I remember, I didn't know what it was when I was growing up. My parents were from Brooklyn. My father may have been a lawyer. My mother was stridently blue collar. She liked being blue collar. She liked being poor. She hated money for some reason, and she wasn't even a communist. The whole thought of living luxuriously gave her a rash. It really bothered her. She prevented my father from joining what was Donald Trump's law firm.
Wow.
And prevented him from representing one of his biggest clients at the time, the Tisch family. So that's called stridently blue collar. All right? So, I'll lose my train of thought. Everybody else does up here. At least I'm not saying, what do I want to tell you next? Is that one of the comic lines? Anyhow,
No, finish the sentence.
I can't finish the sentence. I forgot the sentence. It happens to me too. I never lose my train of thought. I usually can do this, but it was Sunda's laughing. She sounded like Kamala Harris.
Oh my God.
Can anybody, anyhow, so.
You can't do that.
I can do anything I want. This is comedy. Don't cancel people for comedy. All right? But I have to end this with somebody who's earned my respect in the last couple of months, John Fetterman. I have a new respect for John Fetterman. I don't like everything he believes in, but that's part of being in America. I don't have to agree with everything you say. But the man has shown a backbone and moral compass that he could have possibly lent to Joe Biden. But of course, the Biden family, the reason, I just caught a quip as I came here, that we're going to be $67 billion in the hole, on top of the infrastructure plan, which he touts as Bidenomics, and the chip plan. It turns out there were little hidden shit in that plan.
Yeah.
There was $67 billion of loan guarantees to these manufacturers, all of whom were crooked Democrats, or foreigners. But most of them were crooked Democrats. that have gone into default. The government's going to have to write off. The cheapest subprime bank in America is now the United States government. They have lent money to every crackpot idea, provided they yell, "Green! It's green! We're going to put offshore windmills." Well, nobody realizes that they break down very quickly. They're very expensive to put up. And when you go to replace a propeller blade out in the middle of the ocean, it costs more money. It's not like climbing up on a tower in the middle of the Midwest. $67 billion, and that doesn't even include all of the defaults on student loans, because now that they've bounced them back and forth, there's another $50 billion there that nobody wants to repay. That man turned the United States government into a subprime bank. And in my closing argument,
Okay.
all right, you realize why Hunter Biden did what he did. The Biden family don't know how to earn money. They have no conception of what earning money is except shakedowns. They don't earn or create anything. Money from China, money from this one, money from that one. That's why the country's in a mess. Not because they took the money, he was going to take it anyhow, because it was evidence of a lack of understanding of how business works. All right. I know it's not funny, and I know it's depressing.
Thank you.
But maybe, as was suggested by one of the studio audience, the specter of Hunter Biden with a stick with a nail on the end of it on the side of the road in Malibu picking up papers for his community service might make everybody feel better.
Yes.
Good night.
Yeah.
Where do we find you?
Find me at home.
Don't you fall. Don't you fall. No buts. No ands, no ifs. We're here with the comedy of the one and only Grip. Let him hear you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's not funny, it's depressing is the name of my special. You're like my dad on opposite day. I like to put you two in the room. Have an earthquake. I don't care either way though. Got no time for that shit. So I've been reflecting. I broke my nose 3 times growing up. Yeah, because I was that bad at basketball. I broke my nose 3 times. I was so bad at basketball that if I was in the High School Musical movie, I wouldn't have made that basketball team. And their offense is all dancing. So I wouldn't have been on that team. You guys know that movie, right? It's a classic. It's a sci-fi. Because Troy Bolton, he's played by Zac Efron, and they exist in a universe where white people are the best at basketball. Because he's the #1 player in the country. It's amazing. I love that movie. Because I like the conflict. So like the conflict is Zac Efron's character. He's the star of the basketball team and they're trying to win the state championship game. But at the same time, he wants to be in the musical. And the guys on the basketball team are giving him a hard time about it, but it's like they all sing songs, so it doesn't make sense. It's like, really, bro? You're missing another practice? That's gay. Anyway, I gotta go do my makeup. But we got states this year, bro. Don't fuck this up for me. Yeah, I broke my nose 3 times, and a few years ago I ended up getting surgery to fix my nose. And when I tell people that, they're always like, oh, you got plastic surgery. You got plastic surgery. I didn't get plastic surgery. I wanted to breathe. It was different. It's like I didn't really change how I didn't go in there and get the full Khloe Kardashian, you know? I was handsome. There was a foundation we built on it. I got the Kim. You know, that's what I got. It was crazy because I grew up here, and I would ask people, because I know a lot of like girls my age that were getting plastic surgery really young, and I'd ask them like, where should I go? It's a big decision. And I was talking to this one girl, and she was like, oh my god, like you need your nose fixed? You should go to the guy that did my breasts. And she didn't see the disconnect there. It's like, I'm looking for a nose, you're recommending breasts. That doesn't compute. That's like if you broke your elbow and someone's like, oh my God, you broke your elbow? I know a guy who can give you massive tits. Like, the elbow's gonna be broken, but you're gonna be busty. You're gonna look hot. You don't need that elbow once he's through with you. Get taken out to dinner all the time. But yeah, I got it. I was really nervous. Because it's like, this is my face, this is my gluten-free bread and butter, you know? I'm gluten-free. I was nervous on the day going to the surgery center. I was going to the surgery center, I was like, damn, I'm really nervous for this. But then I saw something in the waiting room that calmed me down. I'll put it like this. Like, you know when you go to a Mexican restaurant and you get there and the whole menu's in Spanish and the only people eating there are Hispanic, and you think to yourself, oh, this is gonna be some really good Mexican food. I went into the plastic surgery center, and in the waiting room, it was just Persian teenage girls. I was like, okay, it's authentic. Back to back Persian. It's turning into a rally. Anti-Persian rally. I don't know Persian people. I don't know any. It's good. It's good because I care about my looks a lot. So I'm glad I got that sorted out. Because I was raised skinny. You know, that's my religion. My mom raised us skinny. She'd say nothing tastes better than skinny feels. And then we go, amen, and eat kale. That was my upbringing. At a horrible pantry growing up. The type of pantry that'll make you cry. It was all quinoa crackers. And not to get racial, but you are what you eat. So that was all I had to eat. It was terrible, terrible stuff. My family, we have internalized fat phobia, but we're also savages when it comes to food, and it causes a lot of issues. Like one time we were on vacation and we were sharing this breakfast sandwich, this gourmet breakfast sandwich my mom wanted to try, and we could afford for us all to have one. But because of calories and whatnot, we would share one, and we'd have one bite at a time and pass it around. But we're like, so the tension is so high when we do this kind of stuff. It's like if someone takes too big of a bite, we're like, hey, you're out. We're all baseball umps. We're like, you're out of here. You're done. So when it got to me, I wanted to savor it because it might not come back. So I closed my eyes and I took a big bite. And my mom went, eat it, don't make love to it. Yeah, that's a messed up thing to say to your kid. And I honestly feel like I have trauma from that. Like it's affected how I see love. Like I was with this girl one time and she was like, I feel like you don't even love me, like you're not really gonna commit to me at all. And I was like, to be honest, I see you like a breakfast sandwich. Like, it's my bite right now, but soon I'm gonna have to pass you to my dad. Pass you along. I get a lot of spam emails. I think I need a new email. My email's compromised. I get so many emails. It's crazy. It's like, I don't know, this is gonna sound really rude, and I'm trying to figure out a better way to put this, but for now, this is the only way I can explain it. Like, my email's a slut. Seriously. I wake up, I got hundreds of spam emails. I'm like, where did you go last night? Everybody has you right now. My email's like, well, you still use your email from college, okay? I'm like, yeah, but you're my primary email. You're linked to my bank account. You can't keep popping up in data leaks. Like, this is... My family has you. Sometimes I get emails so random, I'm like, I'm really compromised. Like, I got an email from Jamba Juice, and I haven't been there in 7 years, and I got an email that said, boom, waffles are back. In the time I've gone to Jamba Juice, they've gotten waffles, gotten rid of them, and now they're back, and they're emailing, I've never been there. It's like, damn. And now it's just Jamba. They dropped the juice. Did you guys hear? They dropped the juice. They've been around 30 years and they dropped the juice. Because it's like they're comfortable with society now. They're like, just call me Jamba. It's been 30 years. Or they've had a change in ownership. Maybe the Jamba Juice is like, my dad was Mr. Juice. You can call me Jamba, okay? I'm cooler than him. We got waffles now, all right? They're back. Yeah. It's crazy times. We were talking about the crazy times earlier. I like telling people to be safe. Like I can keep them safe. I can be safe. I like saying that. Or I'm a big like text me when you get home safe guy. I feel cool when I say that, like I'm Liam Neeson. It's like, because it implies like text me when you get home safe, and if you don't text me, I'm gonna burn the city down trying to rescue you. But in reality, if I don't get a text, I won't even remember that I said that. I'm in my jammy pants. Like you're really not safe. You're gone. You're gone. I would honestly look like if someone texts me help, I'm not safe. I'd look down on them. I'd be embarrassed for them. I'd be like, oh, you're my girlfriend's friend. I don't actually give a shit about you. That's crazy. You're not safe? Damn. Well, nice knowing you. You're gone, you know? It's like I can't save you. I'm pretty sure that's cheating. I can't save you. That's cheating. My girlfriend's gonna be like, I just think it's interesting how you saved my friend from a kidnapping. Actions kind of speak louder than words to me, or whatever. It's just like kind of interesting. You say like we're exclusive, and then you're out saving other bitches. So she doesn't talk like that. That's all I had.
Yeah.
But that would be great if she did.
Great if she did.
And if you took your time with it.
Yeah.
And really did it. I mean, really saturate it. Take your time with it.
Yeah, sure.
And what would she say?
What I said, I think.
Right, but
Yeah.
I'm saying shorter though. Get right to
shorter.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Riff, come on.
I don't know.
Right, exactly.
I gotta think about it.
Right. But think about it like her.
Freaking out now.
I'm not charging you.
No.
Jeez. Oh my goodness.
You can find me at Griff James. I got a show on Monday at the Laugh Factory. Come on.
Good for you. And if you want to find him, it's laughfactory.com, and make sure they put you on the website.
They did.
Okay, good. All right. See that? And I'm not a nudge. But sometimes you got to get this energy going here. And first I'm going to bring up another kind of energy though, because there's only 2 of us in the room. And my penis is bigger. Kidding. I have to tell you something. The experiences that I've been through with this individual coming to the stage, and we don't have a show from this. I don't know what we're doing wrong, but it's the most insane. I went to see her in the hospital. An Italian man looked at me, looked at my Star David, and said, "Morte Christ," and called me a Jew killer, no, Christ killer, in front of this woman who's getting ready to come on stage right now. And I love her dearly. And Sarah Silverman, exhale, okay? She's taking over. The one and only Samantha Linderman.
Oh, stop. Thank you so much. Keep it going for the one and only Sunda Kernquist, everybody. I don't know what this elderly man was doing at Cedar Sinai when he thought he wasn't going to encounter a Jew. It looked like he was close to the end of his life, and he was doubling down on some sort of belief. It was crazy. You should have seen my mother. Should we go back? Should we say something? I mean, this isn't right. I mean, my Star of David's smaller, but I mean, they can tell I'm Jewish, you know. When my dad met my mother, they were set up by a rabbi's wife. And so I had a very troubling first screening of Fiddler on the Roof. Because when she's like, "Do you love me?" "I'm your wife! Of course I love you!" I was like, these are my parents. And this is an arranged marriage. But no, it was a suggestion by the rabbi's wife. But my dad's like, "I'm meeting this woman named Alejandra. She's going to look like Dora." That's what my dad said. She'll look like Dora.
Oh my God.
Uh,
And
he goes, "This tall, skinny, white, whatever." Perfect match. I mean, they're a crazy pair. I love them so much. But my mom at Cedar Sinai Hospital, both of them, I mean, I was at the hospital for getting my wisdom teeth out. So everybody was like buzzing, and I was like, this is the best. I mean, this is better than my comedy in terms of attention. You know, when you're on the heart floor and they go, what are you here for, wisdom teeth? It just starts, they go, who's your doctor? And I'm like, do you think you could stop eating saltines and pre-op? Because that's really hard when you can't eat for hours and they're just, you know, munching saltines in your face and asking you who's your doctor. I said, why? So your child doesn't have to go through what I've been through? My dad said I woke up from surgery and was talking like my Zadie. So that was scary. I said, how do I cope? How do I, you know, post-op this post-op? My doctor followed me on Instagram. My mom said, I didn't expect that to be his post. You know, his swim shorts in Fiji shocked her. And I was like, Mom, I knew that. I live in West Hollywood. I don't know where he's a doctor and he goes to Fiji and wears rainbow swim shorts. It's like when she was telling me that her hairdresser Fabrizio was gay, I was like, I follow him on Facebook. He has a husband and 2 dogs together. Like, I know he's gay. Why are you whispering it in Target? He's gay. I was like, he's gay and you're in 90046. Everybody's gay right now. Like, you're the only non-gay, and they love you. They love you still. My mom is loved by the gays. I don't know if she knows that. I left my wallet at a club and I got COVID, and my dad's like, me and your mom are on the way to pick it up. I said, turn around. At any given time of the day outside this club, there's a man in assless chaps holding a sign saying we open. I was like, she can't. I was like, my wallet's important, but I'll get it when I'm COVID negative. You know what I mean? Like, what is the cost? I know I might need to get a new ID, but what is Mom gonna see? I did go to the DMV and take my permit test. I'll wait for a round of applause for that, totally. I mean, it's a long time coming, and I'm so excited to tell you guys, and in 2 weeks, I can't wait to take it again! I'm so excited. It was a good practice run. I knew it was gonna be on the computer. I thought I'd be sitting down. And so the standing up and the touch screen, the guy next to me reeks of weed. I was like, at least I sprayed some Bath and Body Works on myself. This is horrible. The guy, there's an old man sitting there with the DMV handbook. And the woman working there goes, sir, are you reading something? He goes, no. She goes, I can see in your hand that's all the answers. And I was like, I want this kind of patience right now. And also, what are the answers? It was horrible. Every question I got wrong, I was like, I'm gonna get the next one right. And I don't know where that confidence came from. It just hit me at the DMV in line. You know, I left my phone at home, so I was like, I'm off the grid, ready to get behind the wheel. And everybody in line had their phone looking at the handbook. They're all studying in line, and I was like, have you taken this before? She's like, oh, I've passed. I let it expire. Everybody had passed. But it's okay. I mean, some people are meant to be a passenger. I mean, if you ask me, Sam, how do you get back to your house from here? I go, I don't know, but let's find out together. And do you want to get McDonald's? I'm like, my Uber driver was like, you know, it's chill if we go through a drive-thru. I was like, I don't want you. And I've done this before. You don't think I've done this before? I ordered an Uber. I'm standing at McDonald's. I walk up to the door. They go, we're not serving people right now, I guess. I don't know. Only Cybertrucks. I don't know. My dad said a Cybertruck looks like a car fell into a Green Lantern bat or some shit. And I'm like, you're right. It looks like it has superpowers, but the superpowers is like murdering people. I don't know. I just don't like a car that looks like it thinks it's better than me. Is that wrong? I don't know. I feel like at least a smart car looks stupid. You know, like at least a smart car is like, I'm smart. And you're like, no. Like a Cybertruck, I don't know. The first time I was in a Tesla, and it was my friend's mom, and she's watching a YouTube video as she's driving me home. I'm like, is this what it's come to? We're on Laurel Canyon. I'm scared. I'm scared. You know, nobody's stopping. Every stop sign's a pause. And there was no other answer on the permit test. I always look for other, you know, fill in the blank. But that wasn't really present. I'm back in school, and you know, everybody's so excited about it. I'm loving it. My professors are cool. Yay. I said I'm at LA School of Comedy. They said, you're at LA City College. And I said, I'm not having a moment. No, it's two different things. My English teacher, he loves to tell jokes. And so my original professor, I looked him up on that website, Rate My Professor. and it said, "This guy, if you don't laugh at his jokes, he will explain them and waste class time." I was like, sounds like somebody I know. I'm not gonna fault him for that, you know what I mean? But then I had this other professor, so I was ready to laugh. He's making all these little jokes. He looks like a sweet little elf. He has like a British hat. And he's like, "I love California, Berkeley." I don't know. He's just so funny. He sits on top of the table and his legs dangle, and I just feel like everything's gonna be okay. Does that make sense? Like I'm not intimidated by you. I'm like, you're gonna teach me English. That's it. Nothing's gonna happen. It's gonna be amazing. I got lost on campus with my mom. That was so crazy. I was looking for the Martin Luther King Library, trying to read Martin Luther King's letter from Birmingham jail. And that was just a trip, you know what I mean? Where I was like, I can't find the library, I need to print Martin Luther King's letter. You know what I mean? I was like, this is a lot. I don't know. But I found it. It was in the back of the school. I don't know what that means, but I was like, why can't I find it? Every sign says Martin Luther King Library, right? Arrow this way, arrow this way, arrow this way. I'm like, why is it in the front of the school? I don't know. I'm just like very, I don't know. Student services, what does that mean? I don't know. I don't know. But they have great bathrooms. The theater building bathrooms, I can't really speak well of. I'm so excited. My community college theater class, there's about 8 kids. One of them's already taken the class 3 times before, so it's horribly exciting. Wow. He told us, he goes, when you walk into an audition, within 10 seconds they know if they want you or they don't want you. And I was like, thanks. No, I'm kidding. I know they can tell. You know, when he talked about posture, I was like, you know, so they're trying to teach us that, but I'm so excited. Please come to our free acting workshop on September 17th. If you're a young actor, 4:30 to 6:30. If you're an adult, starts at 7 to 9:30. Erin McIntyre and the Film Actors Cafe. We're in collaboration. I'm so excited. I'll be there, you guys. Yeah. If you're not there, I don't know where you're going to be. But September 21st, I'm seeing an ABBA cover band, but that's nobody's business. And welcome back to the stage, the one and only student Christmas, everybody! Actually, I'm going to bring out my comedy godfather. If you took your Addy, please step outside and take a deep breath because you're about to get a whiff of some Patty, everybody!
Patty! Hold on. Keep it going. It takes me a while. Come on. Thank you for the mock enthusiasm. I enjoy it. It's nice. It's very good to be here amongst all of you. I'm not going to do any stand-up comedy right off the bat. I'll get to that. But I want to address a rumor that has been rampant, that has been started by someone who will remain nameless, soon to Kronquist. This rumor, of course, is that I attended Shabbat dinner on Epstein's Island. First of all, as many of you know, I'm here on the Goyim exchange program. I'm not Jewish, but yes, I was there. I was there. I was on the island at the time, but I was only there to turn the sex toys on and off at night. Well, and I do have a souvenir. I do have a souvenir of my visit there. It is an oil painting. It's in my front room of Jeffrey Epstein, and it didn't hang itself either. It's lovely to be here. I'm very happy to be here. I recently attended a new gender reveal party for a 13-year-old. My niece. I'm a little confused because I was at his bris. Has become, has leaked genders, as it were. And that's fine. It's good. His father is my brother-in-law. I've been Jewish adjacent most of my life. My first agent I had when I was 9 years old. But his father is what you call a ganef. Are you familiar with this term, ganef? He's he's robbing you, but you just love him anyway. He recently sold me a drought-sensitive hot tub. Turns out it's just a fucking regular hot tub. I love Sunda, don't you? I just have a mental picture of Griff in his jammy pants.
Oh yeah.
Jammy pants with house shoes on. It's adorable. Get a sense of that. It's a fucking adorable thing. Well, you know, there was some talk of the conflict in the Middle East now. I think a little earlier, Mark. To give it up for Mark Zaffron, too.
Yeah, Zaffron.
He's equal parts intellectual Tony Soprano and kosher Sean Hannity. He's a combination of those two things. And there are many people who say that Israel should just lay their arms down. And these are the same people who would have sent Anne Frank a drum set for Hanukkah. Whatsoever. You can take your fucking time with that. It's fine. But I was on the island. That is true. I was there because I am what's called a Shabbat Goy. I don't know if you know what that means, but it literally translates to one of the good ones. Don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, just so you guys know, this is the part of my act where you, all of you, just look at me, feel a little bit better about yourself. Drink it fucking in. Drink it in! It's my fucking gift to you! I was at that, you know, I'm very cheap. I like to buy gas at the cheapest gas station on the west side is at National and Motor. And I was there, and I always go there, and there's this homeless maiden of color that's there all the time. And I fucking love her. A homeless maiden of color, yes. Today she called me Magnum PI for some reason, which was, you know, fine. You know, I'm happy with. She said, but you fine. So fine is good. I'm 61. If you put fine, I'm gonna take it. But I was handing her a couple of dollars, and a guy who I know from the neighborhood there, he's a white guy, gets out of a gold-plated Mercedes, and he's wearing bicycle shorts. For some reason, this guy is always wearing bicycle shorts. There's not a bicycle anywhere near him. It's a pet peeve. I don't know what that's about. But he literally shouts as he gets out of the car. I'm handing her a couple bucks. Hey! She's only going to spend that on malt liquor and crack. I said, first of all, number one, racist. Number two, that's what I was going to spend. You know, cut out the middleman. You know what I mean? This is good. We're moving right along here. I want to share something with you. Clap if you're married. Okay. All right. How about, is anybody in love? Married people, you're supposed to clap again, Mark.
I'm married.
Anybody?
Yes.
Kind of. Yeah, we'll get to that. I don't know why when I look at you, I think of you sitting on the toilet peeing with a fucking cupcake, contemplating a homicide.
All the time.
But here's what I want to share with you. You can love someone who lies to you. And you can lie to someone you love. I'll say this because I'm married. My wife is the biggest liar I ever met. She lies to me all the time. Like if we're meeting somewhere, and I call her and she'll say, "Oh, I'm coming up on the Sepulveda exit." That means she's still in the bathtub. She's still in the fucking bed. You'll learn things like I used to stand and watch her put her makeup on if we were late for something, just kind of stand and stare at her. You know, you don't want to do that. That's like watching the magician put the rabbits into the fucking hat. It takes away a lot of the illusion. It's so good. I love her, but she has lost interest in me. She's lost interest. She laughs at me out loud like that. Cutting down on sexual positions. She's cutting down on sexual positions. She's cut down to just 3. Which is fine, Sunda, but 2 of them don't involve me at all. We've gone to, we have, I have 3 beautiful children. Thank you very much. I have 5, but 2 of them are fucking annoying. 2 of them are annoying. I have one, here's a little hint. Do we have any parents in the audience? Okay, very good. How about children? How about former children? By a round of applause. Any former children in the audience? You can clap, Jessica. You were a child at one time, I think. Here's a little hint for you guys. If you call your parent by their first name, you're not the favorite. You're not the favorite. My son Mandrake calls me by my first name, which I think is his way of getting back at me for naming him Mandrake. But I'll be honest with you, it was a while ago. I was smoking a lot of meth. His mother was a magician's assistant at the time. It was just that, she named him. But my son Mandrake lives an alternative lifestyle. Can we give it up for the LGBT? Can we give it up? Isn't it great to live in a time when you can be who you truly are and love who you truly love? Right? And if that's who he truly is, I have to love him. Am I right?
Yeah.
Because I'd hate to think he's become a passive-aggressive power bottom just to fucking spite me. Could be worse. He could be a vegan. Those fucking annoying vegans. I have nothing against veganism. I just hate vegans. They're little fucking dietary Jehovah's Witnesses. So, I'm trying to convert the whole world. I do have a favorite. Clap if you think you're your parents' favorite. It doesn't count if you're an only child. Okay. My favorite is my daughter Nia. My daughter Nia, she's a criminal lawyer, makes 6 figures, owns a condo, still on my phone plan. Don't fucking quite know when that will ever end. But I figured out I've paid for her education. I've educated her just enough for her to look down on me. And she does look down on me. I want to qualify for something. I have no education whatsoever. None. I dropped out of high school at 15 to go to cake decoration school. I was briefly a spirit animal to incels. But they were not called incels then, they were called losers. That's what we called it back then. But when she was in law school, she was constantly saying, we're going to take down the patriarchy. We're burning down the patriarchy, Dad! I did not know what that meant. Turns out, the patriarchy is me. Me. I just would gently remind her that the patriarchy is the reason she has 0 student loan debt. The patriarchy has been pretty fucking good to her. But things change. In your 30s, you think something's important. In your 40s, you think something else is important. In your 50s, you realize nothing is fucking important. You turn 60, reverse mortgages and erectile dysfunction. Very fucking important. But I'm going to share something with you. My daughter represented Harvey Weinstein. Harvey fucking Weinstein in his last appeal. And I asked her, I said, why do you represent rich fucking perverts? She said, the poor ones can't afford my fee. And Jaguars are expensive. Things fucking changed. You guys have been adequate, I guess. Adequate. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm Patty, P-A-D-D-Y-F-O-R-C-O-M-E-D-Y. Give it up for the mistress on this island of misfit toys, Sunda Kroonquist. Come on.
Tell me, with all this stuff she does, tell me about her cell phone. Is she paying her own cell phone yet?
Still on my phone plan.
There you go. You crack me up. You guys are all situated there over there? Okay, great. Just wanted to be sure. Because I've seen her with Halloween. Let's do this, Alan. Showtime. Showtime for Alan. Another one bites the dust.
Weiss, Alan Weiss. Well, my name is Alan Weiss.
Oh, I can wiener. I did. That was my boss.
I'm not Griffin's brother. I also had a family who didn't believe in eating. Growing up. But we didn't have a quinoa crackers in our cabinet. We didn't have a cabinet. No, we did. Our cabinet was full of cookies. More cookies than you can imagine. They were on sale. My mom didn't buy anything that was not on sale. If it was full price, we didn't buy it. Which means I was probably half off. Wow, my mom. Great. She's a great lady. growing up, we'd have pizza and Kraft macaroni and cheese for on Saturdays because they would go out and have a nice dinner, like probably like Ruth's Chris or something. And she'd buy us Tombstone pizza, and I hated it because it's like cardboard with cheese on it, kind of. And I didn't realize how cheap my mom was until I went to the market when I got in college, and realized that DiGiorno was only $1 more. And I bought the Tombstone. Okay. Let's see, what we're gonna do. I wanted to do a bunch of new stuff. That was new anyway. Okay. So I came home to my mom's house and during the holiday season, and she had a Santa. We're Jewish. There's no reason for there to be a Santa in our house. So I asked her, like, why do we have a Santa? She says the housekeeper said we don't have one. So she brought my mom a Santa. So now we have a Santa Claus. Yeah, it's how the the Jews stole Christmas. Now our Santa. It is the Festival of Lights. I mean, come on. And we're not the ones who have lights. Okay. I also had a secret admirer, Griffin. Her name is Spam Likely. She calls all my coworkers. Unbelievable. Promiscuous. Whore. What else do we have on the back of this that's just scribbled? I can't read any of it. Oh, so my sister-in-law, she's like, I just got my facial. She got a facial with salmon semen. Apparently it's a new thing. It's like this thing for fancy people or something. They get salmon semen. I'm like, how the hell do they get the semen from the salmon? Do I catch it and like jerk it off? And, is it like catch and release? How many salmon do you need?
Catch and release in a different.
Oh!
It's a catch and release. Yeah, how many salmon do you need? Wow. Okay, touche. Let's see what we got. So, some stuff I'm trying to work on. I don't know how I got on this topic, but like I woke up and I had comas was on my mind. Like not comas, but comas. You know, like when people don't wake up, you know, they're in a coma. And I was wondering, when someone wakes up from a coma, is there someone else in that room that wishes they didn't wake up and we're like, where's the pillow?
Oh!
I mean, if they're a kid, they might be like, I was having a great time on mom and dad's money.
Okay.
I mean, it's one way to get inherent. So I also woke up and I was thinking about ghosts, and I had weird dreams. Weird dreams. And I saw about ghosts. You know, like they have, they're always scary, but they don't ever kill anybody. And I was wondering, why don't we just have useful ghosts? Like I want a ghost that like is useful, that tells me that my girlfriend's cheating on me. Like, woo, she's banging another dude. What if are there autistic ghosts? Is there like an autistic ghost that goes, woo? Yesterday, all the numbers were divisible by 2. It's not really helpful. It's just worthless facts. Okay. Okay, working on this joke. Been working on this joke. Oh man. Okay, so I went to a wedding, and this woman came up to me, and she was furious with bras. She had this whole thing about bras. She was really pissed about bras. She's like, oh, I hate bras. And then she's like, I hate men. They invented the bra, and it sucks, and it's uncomfortable, and it needs a feminine touch. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Men are horrible. They should have invented it with Velcro. Easier to take off. I know Suda doesn't like Velcro. But really, I like to teach people about facts, and it was really a woman who invented it. The modern bra was invented by a woman. Because if it was a man, a real man, it wouldn't exist. Okay. Where's the touch ones? Okay. I told my therapist told me my love language is touch. I don't like to be touched. So I was like, get off of me. But really, where is it? I would grow up so much. My brother would, the reason I don't like to touch, my brother would manhandle me. He'd beat me up so much that I'd flinch if someone touched me, especially when he grabbed my nuts. That's just dirty. Okay. Sometimes you have to throw one of those in.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all those ones. Okay, so we can talk about the White House. So I tried to get into the White House and I wasn't allowed in. I went in, I was at the security booth at the White House, and they said, sorry, you can't come in and you'll never get in. Apparently there's something on my record. I'm an Eagle Scout, I have straight A's, I'm a CPA, I'm a bad boy. Ladies. That's right, I might be skinny, but I'm a bad boy. But they're like, you can't get in, so I was like, never? They're like, never. And I was like, what if I'm the president? And like, I have to work across the street? Like someone's like, why are you over here? I'm like, well, because they won't let me in there. Too much paperwork to get in. It's a lot of paperwork. I had to file the Freedom of Information Act and file and all that stuff, get my fingerprints. I will never get into that place. Not that I want to, but you know, it'd be kind of interesting. I did want to see Biden wobble from the helicopter. That was my goal. I went on a date. Well, I didn't go on a date. So way back when, there was this girl. She slipped into my private chat on Zoom, and she's like, "Hey, I'm flirting with you," and I was like, "Oh. Okay, that's good to know." and then she turned off her monitor, and we're in class. And I'm like, what the? I was like, okay. And then she texted me. She's like, I'm pleasuring myself to you. I know you don't think this happened, but this did happen. Oh, okay. So I felt obligated to ask her out. So we went out. We had some fun. On the first date, she's like, I want to be exclusive.
Oh my God.
I was like, I'm exclusive by default. So we're exclusive. No. The second date we go on, and we have fun, and then she goes downstairs and polishes off a whole bottle of wine. I don't drink, so she had the whole thing by herself. She comes back up and she's like, hey, I want to have sex again. I'm like, it's 11, it's time for me to go to sleep. I have a board meeting tomorrow. Very important. She ends up breaking up with me after 3 dates 1 week. It was a real LA date. I was married and divorced in 1 week. But then like recently she reached back out, like months later, and she's like, hey, I want to get back together. You're perfect for me. I've changed. I need you back in my life. And I was like, well, I'm sorry, but I'm seeing someone right now. I can't. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm seeing someone too. Olympic medalist. I was like, damn. Why is she hitting me up? I only have precious metals. I'm Jewish. Thank you very much. My name is Alan Weiss. And now back to you can find me. America's Most Wanted. You can find me Alan W. Weiss on Instagram. Thank you.
I said we. Oh my God. That's so funny, right?
Yeah, good work.
So he says, so they said, we're doing it. The comedy of the one and only Jennifer Gutierrez. Let's do this.
Wow.
Yes. I have to put a woman up. Sorry, guys. She's here. She got to do it.
I wasn't expecting so soon.
We got to back each other up, women.
I guess so. Hi, Patty. Hi. He saw me like monumentally bomb at the mix. That's good. That's good. I like a good bomb every now and then. I think. I fucking bomb. Why?
It's not the easiest room.
It's a horribly hard room. Anyway, whatever. Okay, I gotta work on new material. Sorry, it's gonna be a snooze fest. Okay, so all right, so I just watched The Notebook recently for the first time, and I wanna tell you about it. Okay, so the ending, everybody cries, right? It's like this elderly couple, and like his wife is in another hot room in the hospital, but he has to see her. You know, he has to see her. And so the nurse, like, she breaks the rules. Okay, go in, right? And he goes in and he lays down next to her, and she says, "Do you think our love could take us away together?" And it does, right? Like, they die in each other's arms that night. And I watched that and I was like, that nurse is fucked. 100% fucked. Like, that was easily her worst case scenario that night, right? Like, that or like somebody shitting themselves. And that 100% happened. Everyone in that room shat themselves by the morning. Anyway, and that's the kind of care you get with Medicaid. You know, that's what you gotta think of. That's what you gotta look forward to. It made me feel bad about being old, kind of, like that's the future, because like everybody says like, oh my god, this is so sweet, you know, that they died with each other. Like, it's not a tragedy, right? And I kind of feel like the end of somebody's life is kind of like that part of a video game where you're like, you already made the objective and you're just like running out of time, you know what I mean? And everybody like doesn't. That's how they see it. That's how meaningless it is. No? All right. So, yeah. Sorry, I forgot where I was going with this. But you know that first part. All right. Good. Just the second half now. Okay. You know what? Okay, this is the last thing. Okay, so everyone was like it's so sweet that they died together. Like he had a little bit of life left in him, right? And like why did he want to see his family grow up is kind of offensive to them, right? Like, you don't want to catch up on some shows. This was 2004. You could have been watching The Sopranos. You know? I don't know. Anyway, what else was I? Okay, so I'm sorry to your daughter. I'm sure your daughter's great, but I hate lawyers. I think they're the worst people. Like, I work with a bunch of them, and like, as bad, like, think about how bad they are. They're worse than what you think. They're you know, one of the ways that they climb the social ladder is by like getting married and having kids. It's like really expected, right? But they're always working around the clock, okay? And you know, it just doesn't make sense to me that all the single people there are in a rush to like fucking neglect their kids, you know? Like, to them, like, fuck, I'm sorry. Well, it's good that we're working it out. Okay. And I paid, and you have to watch me. Anyway, so, fuck, I hate lawyers. Okay, I'm just saying, like, they neglect their kids. They do. It's very weird. And, like, to them, like, dedication is, like, viewed, like, about how few of your daughter's dance recitals you've been to, you know? It's like, I don't know. I forgot where I'm sorry. That's okay. I wasn't expecting to be up so soon. Sorry. Oh, okay, I went to the gyno. And, no, what? Did you already go up, Sam?
The gyno or no?
No.
I went down the gyno. I did.
And did you talk about this?
The gyno? No.
Yeah, so then I have to. That's the rule with female comedians. This is, anyway, so, yeah, I went to the gyno and she was trying to be, like, funny with me, you know? And instead of being like, oh, okay, you know, like, everything's fine, everything's good, you know, she's like, boring! She diagnosed my pussy as mid. And, like, what was she expecting? You know, on a 2 p.m. on a Wednesday, you know, like, fuck you. Fuck you. Anyway, so, like, she looks down at my socks, she's like, wow, you brought mismatching socks. Good for you. You must have a lot of confidence. Good for you. And, like, in a way, like, I kind of feel, like, happy for her, because she clearly found her place in the world at that job as a huge fucking cunt. So, anyway, we're, Okay, I just got into EDM, and I'm in my 30s, electric dance music, and it's too old. That's too old to be getting into this, you know? I don't know. My bones are creaking. Alright, so I was having sex with this guy. We're gonna get to know each other really well. I was having sex with this guy and like my hips started popping. And like my knees started popping, and then it got so loud, right? I'm like, he has to hear this. He has to hear this, right? So I start coughing to cover up the sound. Yeah. There's nothing. That's not how it. Anyway, so he was like, "Can we switch positions? Because it's kind of distracting me." So, in case you're wondering, sometimes it's worse than what's going on in your head. Sometimes that's the reality. All right. Anyway, okay, so I got my high school was in the news recently because it turns out that they hired like 20 pedophiles accidentally. Right? And I just want to give them the benefit of the doubt here. Like, what if they just wanted to make like the sickest R&B album ever made? You know? Anyway, yeah, he was. I spent a lot of time with these guys. And I had a crush on one of them, and nothing ever happened. I'm really lucky, but I gotta say, there's nothing quite like realizing that you were unanimously friend zoned by like a bunch of pedophiles, right? Man. Like, I want to know if they talked about it after class, you know, like, nah, not Jessica. She's more like a student to me. I always thought you had to be like a millionaire to get away with this kind of shit, but these guys did it off of a teacher's salary. And I was like, holy shit, they should teach a personal finance class, you know? In prison, I mean. In prison. To adults. Is this, do I have 2 minutes left?
2 minutes.
All right, great. You know what? I don't, you know what, I don't have, I just want to say this out loud, okay? Because I just need to hear it. My dad, when I was growing up, he would like find himself in gay bars, and then he'd come home and be like, oh, I beat somebody up, yep. And I just think he didn't know he was gay, I think. And now I'm gay, and I'm like, you scoundrel. Anyway. I'm sorry, my name is Jessica Gutierrez, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter and Threads. Look up DMT Daddy 2. That's me.
Oh, DMT. Oh, another acronym that I'm never going to figure out. Right, just one more. I try to keep it up. Very funny stuff. We're going to keep this going. I say we should see the comedy of the one and only Richard Abazi. Let's do it.
Sometimes you gotta give it up for yourself, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I'm gonna start this off with this honest truth. I have a terrible memory. I don't even know why I do stand up. It's mainly because I crave attention, but it is what it is. We're here now. A little bit more truth. You guys are in the presence of a real African American. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. The thing is, this is LA, and I could be anything. You know, like I could be Belizean.
Right.
I could be Guyanese. Hell, I could be Dominican. Okay, mami, ya tú sabes, me llamo es Ricardo, I'm no black or Dominican. But I'm a real African American because my dad's from Nigeria in Africa, my mom's from Louisiana in America, so you put two and two together and you get an African American. Man, thought y'all was looking at a regular nigga, huh? Nah. Anyways, it's funny whenever I talk about it because I always feel like one of those biracial kids that be complaining about being misunderstood. Like I'm not black enough for the black people, and I'm not African enough for the Africans. But it be like that. Because you would think, you know, that me being African and American, that I would have hit the genetic jackpot and got the best of both worlds. Shit. On both sides, I didn't get none of the cool shit, just the bullshit. I don't even got my black card. Because my mom was the only child. So I didn't have no black aunties or uncles growing up. or cousins, and I didn't have an older brother, so there's a lot of things that I never learned how to do because I was never invited to the cookout. Yeah. That's why I get mad when I see certain white people on the internet with that black swag to them. Like they know how to sing or dance, or they got the Travis Kelce fade with the black scent. Because that's all it takes. That's all it takes. And you get niggas in the comments talking about some, well, he's invited to the cookout. And I'm like, where the fuck was my invite when I was growing up? And it might seem like I'm mad about it, but I'm not. No, I'm not. Because it don't affect me in my everyday life. You know, I go to work, I go home, I do a comedy show here and there. It's only really a problem when I'm around too many niggas at once. Let me explain. Because niggas start hanging out and bonding over sports and cookout games. And these are sports that I don't watch and games that I don't know how to play. So now they talking about the game, shuffling up the cards and the dominoes, looking at me like, hey Richard, why you so quiet? And now it's awkward. Because I got to tell the room for the niggas that I don't know how to play spades, shoot dice, or play dominoes. Yeah. And I don't know how to, this is the memory part kicking in. And I've never played Madden or 2K.
That's great.
Yeah. It's a lot. I missed something in there, but it's okay. We're going to keep going. It gets worse. I'm tall. I can't play basketball. I'm handsome. I ain't got no hoes. I got big feet, medium dick. This shit trash, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many TV show and movie references that I don't understand because I've never seen them before. Not a lot now when I tell you I've never seen The Roots, Baby Boy, Django, The Color Purple, none of it. The only Tyler Perry production I've seen was that documentary that I had on Amazon Prime about all the trauma he's been through. And of course I relate, because look at y'all judging me. Then, on the African side, I don't speak Igbo, you know, like, and I didn't get the cool ass accent. Y'all know how many hoes I would have if I had the authentic Nigerian accent? But thank God I'm an actor, so I could do it. It's like, baby girl, how are you doing? You're looking sensational. What can I do for you? Maybe you can come to my house. I can cook jollof rice, stew, plantain, something small. You know? I didn't get the elite African body. I got the base model. Well, luckily some height from my mama's side because my daddy, he only like 5'8", so I'm lucky to be this tall. He only got a mustache, so I'm lucky to have his beard. And he going bald, he won't cut it. I just accepted my fate on that one. And lastly, I didn't get the money. Cause I don't know if y'all ever been to like a significant life event for an African person, like a baby shower or a birthday party or a wedding, but they got money. And they just be fucking throwing it. So, for me, being a broke Nigerian is kind of like an oxymoron. Because by default, I could have been like a nurse. You know, Nigerians and Filipinos, they love nursing school. It's not about the patients, it's about that paycheck. I could have been a accountant. You know, that's numbers, money, stuff like that. Or worst case, I could have transferred that career into being a scammer. And I ain't even doing that. Fucking up. Letting my people down. It's like the only thing I got for being black is the whoopings and the childhood trauma of being raised by a single black mama. And the only thing I got for being Nigerian is this tribal scar on my face and this hairline I no longer have. Shit is trash, man. I wish I did know how to scam though. I tried. I tried and I failed. Wait, hold on, I'm fucking this one up. This one's new. 1 second, guys. Oh great. Oh, okay, man. I wish I knew how to scam. Okay. It's because I'm recording and the fucking thing won't, the background won't show up, but I set the background to my joke. Okay.
You know.
Oh, there we go. Okay. I wish I knew how to scam, but I'm one of those people who God likes to make an example out of. So I tried and I failed, and it cost me $10,000. Yeah, it was the most expensive fail of my life. I'll let you guys guess what year it was. Anybody? It's good old 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, during the pandemic. Most people, when they talk about liking the pandemic, it's for a couple of reasons. They were getting money, popping bottles, and buying designer. I was catching COVID, losing my sense of smell, and committing unemployment fraud. Yeah, see, back then I had a barber, and every week he was in my ear, Paul, telling me about how we knew a lady who worked at EDD who was maxing out people benefits. You can get all the money from the beginning of the pandemic until current, and you wouldn't have to pay it back. So I'm intrigued, but I'm skeptical. But I'm also broke because everybody at home was getting more money than me when I was working for Amazon. So I'm asking questions week by week, and time goes by. You know what? I say, fuck it, let's do it. So I get a 3-way call one day. It's him, the lady, and me. She's talking to me. She's got my information, and she's telling me, hey, there's no reason why you can't be getting money right now. So I say, fuck it. She does it. Boom, it goes through. $10,000. The only catch is I gotta give up half, but I can keep on. What's the word?
Certified.
So I can keep on certifying for benefits and get more money, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be greedy. So I give them the money, and I'm paying off my credit cards. I'm doing all the smart things with my money. I go buy me a Glock 17. Everything is good, and then I even get me an apartment. A year goes by. I get a letter in the mail from the Employment Development Department telling me about a benefit repayment. And it's telling me that I owe money because I was certified during the time when I had a job. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just call up my barber, have him talk to the lady. I'll be fine. This is so okay. I call him. He's like, hey, I can't get in contact with the lady. Let me hit you back. I'm like, okay. I go get another haircut. Every time I'm getting a haircut, it's the same thing. I can't contact the lady. Let me hit you back. Can't contact the lady. Let me hit you back. This goes on for a while. And then I end up on a payment plan that I'm on to this day, repaying the money. There's no real end to that joke. The thing is, though, I started doing comedy because I know that in crowds like this, you never know where people work at. So I'm always hoping that maybe somebody works for the Department of Consumer Affairs so we can get his barber license taken away. Or maybe somebody might own a tow truck company so we can tow his mobile barber truck. Because I didn't tell you that part. All of a sudden, he got a mobile barber truck. All of a sudden. I think he was getting some of that money, and I think the lady was his girlfriend, but I have no proof. Let me see how we got here.
That's right.
2.
I got 2 more minutes. Okay. Mostly food adjectives. Isn't it crazy how you got to hear me out on this one? Isn't it crazy how it's like offensive to call women fat, but we use food adjectives to describe them. We'll say stuff like, "Oh, she's so sweet. She's thicker than a bowl of oatmeal." Or she'll be walking and have a big booty and we'll say, "Oh, her ass is swallowing up that dress." You don't even care if you sound thirsty because her body is tea. Yeah, I'm gonna just end with, wait, okay, let me see if I got one more. Something worth hearing. Oh, she's getting up on me. Okay,
I got a cramp.
Let me see. You know what I was thinking about? I've never said this one out loud. If people from Nigeria are called Nigerians, what are people from Niger called?
Nigerian?
No, I should just end with that. No, it's actually from what I know, I could be wrong. It's Nigerios.
Oh.
Nigerios.
Yeah, it's crazy, but that's what I heard. But I could be wrong. But
Cereal.
Nigerios. All right, y'all.
Where do we find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Rich Really Out Here. Peace.
Yes. Thank you. Just to make it more interesting, we've got East Coast, Middle East Coast, Ivory East Coast. Let's give it up for the comedy of Anye. Back to back. Let's see how this goes.
I never know that you're calling me based on the intro. There's nothing about me that's East Coast. It's like either Nigeria or Inglewood. It's like there's no East Coast involved. Yet? I mean, even if I go there, I'll gotta start claiming this shit. Whatever. I don't know. My dad got on me recently. He was like complaining because y'all know I be having like 3 jobs, but the only person that really thinks I don't be hustling is my dad. He's always like, "Oh, you need, at this age, you need to be hustling. You need to be moving. You need to be working hard. You need to be hustling." I'm like, I am. I literally have 3 jobs, but it's not enough. It's never enough. But it got me thinking. I actually went to school with some real hustlers too. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this rapper named Roddy Ricch. Like, he's a really famous rapper now. I actually went to high school with him. In high school, he wasn't even rapping. Like, he was a hustler. He was selling chips. Like, that's what he was doing. He was big on selling chips. Like, I was a loyal customer. Like, he always had the chips that I needed. Like, now he's making the music. I support him fully because, like, he used to always have the munchies after lunch, which is rare. Because after lunch, he started selling out. There's a lot of hustlers on campus, man. We sold at my school. They sold everything, man. There was people selling McChickens. There was people selling McMuffins. There was people selling burritos, and the burritos were like homemade. Like this dude was selling burritos, like hustling for real. And it was never cold. I'm like, how are we having warm burritos? What is in his backpack? Like, how is it possible? And he really got in trouble like really early in the year. They got the burrito man early because he was making too much money. Like everyone was jealous. Teachers were mad. Like you can't be making that kind of money because some teachers were buying. They said don't support this. So they told him, hey, you cannot sell on campus. Know what he did? This man would show up to school an hour before school started and stand right off the campus, like right outside of the campus. And he would sell out before stepping onto the campus. I swear to God. The hustlers were around me, so I had no choice but to hustle. I learned it at a very early age. In high school, you gotta hustle. I wanted to talk about some things that I was just writing when I was at this wedding. I be on my phone a lot, just writing random ideas. I realized at this wedding that I can't invite all my friends to my own wedding. Some of them just can't come. It's no beef. Like I still love you as a person, but you just can't come to my wedding. We was taking wedding photos. You feel me? Like we got the bride, groom, all our friends, and we smiling, enjoying. Happy. It's a joyous occasion. My homie on the side, my homie Dennis, he in the photo like this. Middle finger up. I'm like, bro, we're here for a wedding, bro. That's not joy and positivity. I don't think you support this union. Why are you middle fingering? The wedding photographer confused. Like, I know y'all black, but let's turn it down for the wedding. It's love in here, bro. Why are you middle fingering the camera, bro? It's wild behavior for a wedding, bro. I was mad. I was like, bro, you can't come to my shit like that. You gotta get it together. I was also thinking, I don't know if you ever have like those people that just contact you when they need money and you just be annoyed when they ask you, and it's like it really hurts to feel that way about somebody when you used to be really cool with them, like you used to have a really good relationship, but now like it's just not the same because they need money. It's hard, bro. That's how I feel about Wikipedia, bro. I can't even open the app no more, bro. I can't even open the site because every time you open, they like, we need a donation. We need a donation. Every single time you open that, I swear to God. One time, I felt bad. I'm like, you asked me that 5 times. I gave him $2, right? I'm like, cool. Hopefully, the pop-up went down. It was cool. I went on the next time, and they asked, hey, you gave us $2 last time. Give us some more money. I'm like, damn, big, I just gave you some money. Like, it's crazy. You used to be up. Use that money. The ideas. What happened to Wick? Wick was cool, bro. Wikipedia was lit back in the day. I used to get all my information off there. It was dope times. I just think it feels like a broke homie whenever I get on that app. I can't give you no more money, Wikipedia. I got tricked into I got tricked. I'll start with that. And I feel like I'm a pretty smart person, but it sucks when you get fooled and you like realize it at the end as you're being fooled. You feel me? It sucks, bro. I thought I was on some shit. Like I did some extra credit back in college, and we had to call in this radio station. And one of my professors, he was running a radio station, and we had to call in, like just basically let him know that you're listening. If you're listening, you get extra credit. I'm thirsty for extra credit. Even if I'm passing the class, I just want to make sure I pass. Give me extra credit. And he was talking to the police chief, and I asked some really. I was like half listening, half playing 2K, but I asked a question. I was like, all police related. I was like, oh, how are you, working with communities to where, they're more comfortable with police in the communities, whatever. It was a real like basic general question. I'm sure he had some BS answer. I wasn't even listening. After I asked my question, he wrote my name down. I got my extra credit. I tuned out. But it got to the point, I tuned back in to hear the police chief say, hey, this guy, he's one of your students, right? Yeah, I want him to come down to the station, and I would love to have a sit-down talk with him. Like, I think he might have some really good ideas based on his question. And I was like, hold on, nigga, that's no more credit for that. Like, that's just me and my time. Like, I don't want to do all that. But my professor, he's another black gentleman, so he's like, no, I really want you to take this opportunity. Like, you never know what the comfort is. I'm not trying to be a cop, but whatever. They paid for my train ticket to take me out there, because it's Sacramento. It's a train from Merced. They paid for my train ticket. And I'm not thinking anything of it. I'm just like, my teacher told me to go, whatever. I get to the police station, and it was like, they take me to the break room, which is nothing but donut boxes, right? Untouched donut boxes. And I'm like, and nothing rang to me in my mind, like, why am I the first one to get access to, like, you think, like, oh, ain't got anyone you want, have any of these you want. So I'm in there dumb as fuck in the morning, I'm eating, I took an edible, I'm eating these on, enjoying myself. And I'm like, when is this meeting? And, oh, he's getting ready, like, we'll have a meeting. And it ain't clear to me, why is he getting ready for the meeting? We're just me and him. Why does he need to get ready? They said, oh, the chief is ready. I cleaned up, I got the fucking donut dust off my fingers. I go into the room, they open the door, and I just see flashes, paparazzi, flashes. It was a PR stunt. They got me, I forgot I was black. My black ass sitting in the police Come on, bro. In the police station, me and the chief, and he's not like, hello, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. He got my dumb ass. I'm not even from Sacramento. Why is LA nigga in this? Bro, I felt so cool. Like, I was like, damn, these jigaboo ass pictures they got me in, bro. I was not ready. I didn't know they was going to involve me in some police PR, bro. I was just trying to eat some donuts and get some extra credit, bro. I was not locked in. I was thinking the other day, this is just a random idea. I don't know why these are two ideas together. I was really high when I wrote this. I said, everyone needs to love each other and McDonald's bring back the snack wrap. Like, why does that? I don't know how those are related because that's one complete sentence. I don't know. My ringtone is currently the ringtone, the song from that. I don't remember Mary J. Blige, crispy chicken, fresh lettuce, 3 cheeses, ranch dressing wrapped up in a tasty flour tortilla. I don't know. It's a banger. It's a banger. If I play the yacht beat turn, don't worry. I'll play it later for people who want to hear. It's just hard. It's just a hard song. I wish they had Beyond Scared Straight for nerds. I needed that at an early age. I feel like I was very nerdy in my childhood. And I feel like somebody should have told me earlier, like, this is not the route to go down. You feel like this? There's no benefits from this, like, for you. You know, more school is not the answer, bro. Go join a gang, bro. They're living in luxury right now. They're getting to it, bro. Go sell some drugs. I know that it was getting political when I first walked in here. Or when I was tuning in first. I know Mark was up here turning it up. But I love when you name drop, because I don't know none of them people, bro. I'm not tapped in, bro. News be scaring me. But I fuck with the election, bro. I think having Kamala Harris go in there would be lit. I'm turned. You know, I feel like the power of the black women should be in that office, bro. Let's turn it up, bro. I think black women are really dope, really powerful people, and I think thank you for that applause for that. I have a mad respect and fear of black women. But it's like a respect fear, like the same way I feel about the ocean, like. But that's a little different, because like I'll never go in the ocean. Like I fuck with the ocean from a distance, you feel me? Like, but black women, like we together. But I think it would be dope. Like I think having a black woman in the Oval Office would be hard, because I think we should just capitalize on the power of black women at that point. Like I feel like we need to make the police force a little smaller, and let's just introduce like the black mother force. Like let's have like for minor crimes, I feel like we should just have like black moms handle it. Like just like a group of black moms, like they do public beatings on Saturday. Like you did some simple shit, like you shoplifting, like 80 whips with a belt or something. Like you gotta go pick a switch. You gotta pick a switch off a tree or some shit, like old school. But it's black moms, so it's not racist. And we beating everybody. It's not just black people getting beat. Like now it's everybody. I don't know. Just ideas that I be having. You know, me and Kamala can talk about it. I just feel like I have pretty decent ideas sometimes that can help the world. You know, that's what we're here for. I don't really have anything to close on. I know I have like half a minute left, if even that. Yeah, I'd be cool just closing. I don't think I have anything else. Which song? Oh, you want to hear it?
Yeah.
I can play it. You know it's my ringtone. If you haven't heard it, I'm shocked, because this is literally my ringtone. Like, yeah, it's the crispy ringtone. That's what it's called. I had my ad-lib. I had to add ad-libs to that shit, because that shit was so tough. I was like, I feel like it's me and Mary in the studio now. Like, it's not like her. If I'm gonna cheat and make a fake ringtone, I'm gonna add myself on it. Like, so it's really custom. That's what I mean. Like, I was high as fuck when I was turned. I was like, nigga, I was in there. Shout out to Mary J. Blige, bro. We can perform at any time. I'm so ready, bro. Okay. I'm on US, though. Y'all know the vibes. On US, on YEW. Talk up your host and back to the stage.
When are you performing?
When am I performing?
Yes.
We got shows in September, but follow Instagram. We'll
Okay.
when I
Can
get
you bring
it.
up Colin for me?
Oh, fuck yeah. Come to the stage. My boy Colin coming up here. Turn it up. Give it up for Anya, everybody.
Yeah.
I just got back from my gyno.
Hey!
I had to get ready for the cookout. I would be in good shape. I thought about that for 20 minutes. I thought I'm gonna bring everybody together with that one. I did not. I did not. I don't know. I saw this. I saw the weirdest thing. at the gym. I was at the gym and this guy. So at my gym, we have like multiple mirrors, and like this guy stood specifically right in between. He's lifting weights. He's right in between both mirrors, so that like half of him was on one mirror and the other half was on the other. I'm like, what kind of Mulan type shit are you trying to pull here? Like, what kind of like, look how deep I am kind of moment? Because everyone else chooses, they pick a lane, they pick a mirror, and this guy decided to be right in the mirror. And I walked past him, I heard the Mulan soundtrack. You know, I heard the entire. We're trying new stuff today. I don't know. I thought it'd be funny if that guy was like listening to other Disney stuff. Like when he's trying to do pull-ups and he's like listening to the Lion King soundtrack.
Was he Asian?
No, he's a white guy. He's a white guy. He's a white guy. Well, for this joke, now he's Asian. So now he's an Asian guy. Where did I put the? Oh yeah. This is so dumb. I have do any of us have passive income? Do we, are we making any? But you have like the opposite. Yeah. After that story.
Really got another.
I have passive aggressive income. So it's just, yeah, it's just every time I make money, it's like, you could have made more. You could have made more. I keep hearing all my friends, my gal pals keep saying, I love that for you. 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 I feel so condescended to every time I hear that. I know it's supposed to be like positive. I know it's supposed to be supportive, but every time, like I'll be like, oh yeah, you know, like I ran, you know, like I ran today on my phone. And like, I love that for you. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean you love that for me? What do you? Why can't you just say you love that? Why? What do you mean for me? What do you mean for me? I had a friend of mine, I was complaining about it. She's like, you just don't get women. I'm like, 80% of my friends are women. I'm in the girls' club, okay? I still feel condescended. I don't get it. I don't get it. Where did so I went to the dentist today. I got a little goodie bag. You guys know when you get the goodie bag at the end of the dentist visit? Why don't we get that at other things? I go to the doctor's office, I don't get like, you know, I don't get anything. I go to the Pet Boys, I don't get like a little tiny little motor oil. You know? I want something. I want something from there. So I used to work. I used to date the girl at my leasing office. At my leasing office, which was, yeah. I think it worked out okay. My rent's been going up $200 a month, but other than that. Other than that, it's going okay. We used to work out together like almost every day. Like we worked out at the gym and everything, and like we both got in like really great shape. And we broke up in great shape, both of us. Which, you know, usually you break up and you're like in worse shape, and then you try to like get it back. We both just ended up finding hotter people. Like she found a way hotter guy than me. I found a hotter girl. We were both just happy we had moved on after that. We both support each other. Like, hey, we both upgraded. Like that's, you can't be bad when everybody wins, you know. I also tried to get. I actually got I got my flu shot and my COVID vaccine today. Booster, COVID booster today.
Boosted.
Yeah, I got boosted.
That boy boosted.
my boy boosted. My boy out here getting boosted. No, but I'll just talk like that for the next 5 minutes. This used to be the only funny thing I'm doing. No, but I got upset, so I want to get like all the other vaccines. So I went and like, I found out I'd never gotten an HPV vaccine, and I don't have HPV. I don't know because you can't get tested for it, but I don't think I have it. And but I wanted to get the vaccine. I asked my mom, I'm like, hey, do I have an HPV vaccine? She's like, no, you didn't want it when you were a kid. I'm like, what? What do you think? Of course I'm going to say no to a shot. Of course. How come I didn't have... Wait a minute. I have control over that? I have full control over my vaccine status at 8? Are you telling me? I didn't get to choose how long I got to be on my PlayStation 2, but... There was a limit to how much Sly Cooper I could play, but I got to choose my vaccine status? What the fuck, Mom? Why would you give in to me like that? I was very upset. Has anyone here ever done mushrooms? Magic mushrooms?
Yeah, I've done mushrooms. I really like mushrooms. I took them a few years ago. The weird thing for me when I take mushrooms, if I take them too late in the day, I can't fall asleep. Like, I cannot physically do it. My body won't let me. You ever, remember the first time I took mushrooms? I took it, like, really late, and I was, like, 4 in the morning. I could not sleep. You ever get annoyed with profound thoughts? Like, okay, I get it. My relationship issues stem from my childhood. All right, can we circle back to this in the morning? Like, I'm so tired. Never thought I'd get annoyed with profound thoughts. I got annoyed with my dad the other day. My dad told me to lose weight recently. He's like, you should lose weight. I was like, dude, you did cocaine for 12 years. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You have heart problems now because of your poor decisions. I can't be pudgy for 6 months. What the fuck? That annoyed the shit out of me. That's like when America's like, you gotta go to like another country and they're like, oh, you gotta do democracy better. Oh, God. You gotta start doing democracy. I'm like, you do democracy. That one's for Mark. I got so I was on this dating app, and this woman, we planned to meet for drinks. I was like, oh, let's go get drinks, and she's like, cool. And she's like, okay, oh, actually, you know what, I want to get, and she went, oh, you know what, I want to get wine at the restaurant. I'm like, restaurant? How did this turn into restaurants so quickly? And she's like, and then she sent me 3 restaurants on Google Maps right afterwards, all 3-star, $4 sign.
Hell no.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? And I realized it's kind of like, ladies, like, I know, like, if a guy were to be like, hey, let's fuck, like, on the first date, you'd be like, oh, like, I don't know you. I'm the same way when a girl tries to get me to spend money. Like, I don't know you. I can't spend that. I don't know you enough to spend that kind of money. I can't open up my wallet to you like that. I'm not ready. I'm not emotionally ready to open my wallet to you like that. For sure. That one's for the boys.
I see.
It's for the boys. And Mark. Aren't you a lawyer?
Oh, God. Obviously knew that is. I hate lawyers. Like that.
You know that?
No.
Yeah. I was looking at him.
Not only I do mergers and acquisitions and went to every dance recital.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to turn this into a thing. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. No, okay, shut down. Okay, sorry. Wait, laugh at me. I'm done. Okay, this is, I swear to God, this is true. I was walking up to my apartment complex, I saw a spider web. In the spider web, I see a June bug. I see a June bug and I see a spider, and the June bug is fighting for its life. I'm like, holy shit, good luck, June bug. And I left.
Good luck.
And I come back 3 hours later, the June bug is still fighting the spider. You imagine
3 hours
fighting with someone who's trying to kill you for 3 hours? Just no. 3 hours later. No! Like, what a crazy. I just felt so bad for them. And then he fell out. The June bug fell out, and I felt bad for the spider then. Poor dude worked 3 hours, didn't get a single meal. Alright. Okay, do we all have, I feel like we all have this. Don't we all have, like, that one pair of socks that we hate to wear? Like, I have a pair of socks at the end of the week, and they're there, and I hate them. I never want to put them on. And you're always in a rush when you have to wear them. And they're always way too long, like they just keep climbing your leg. Like, why would I ever buy socks? And they're so tight. They're so tight, made of only nylon, it feels like. Okay, I want to try all this. This one more for the fellas. Guys, you ever sneeze so hard your balls hurt?
That was crazy.
No? Did I just find out I have a medical condition? I think I just found out I have cancer. I think I just on stage. All right, guys, that's my time. Thank you very much. You can find me comedian Colin Asley on Instagram. There we go. And coming to the stage, the fantastic, the incomparable, the amazing Lee Schwartz, everybody.
I'm doing my own timing because I don't have any timing, period. So I got to get in sync with everything. So So my girlfriend did see one of these tapes. This is a work in progress. So she saw 6 seconds of my tape, okay? And before it went any longer, I said, we kind of redirected her and said, look, up on stage I look taller, don't you think? You know, totally not have her listen to anything I'm saying. That was my plan. So, and I said, you know, yeah, I do look taller, you know. And then I'm thinking, when the mic's not here, I look taller. So I thought about just moving as far as possible over here, so maybe I could be even taller. So, you know, and I asked her, you know, I said, so speaking of, you know, shortcomings, I said, well, you know, what 2 things do you think that I miss, you know, in your scorebook or your, you know? And she said, yeah, you can be a little taller and you could be a little more intellectual.
Yeah.
And I said, well, so you want me to be an intellectual giant, right? And be a little taller. And so then I said, you know, I did read an article. I told her about, you know, short people myself, vertically challenged. Mm-hmm. And the article was actually, this is true, I don't know how legitimate it is, and maybe it was written by a guy, maybe a short guy, actually. And it says that basically, over 6 feet, okay, you're more likely to be a CEO. However, under 5'6", you tend to have, on the average, a bigger penis. So, and I said, what do you think of that? You know, I'm not a CEO. I'm not a CEO, so, and she thought about it for a second. She's like, I wouldn't mind if you were CEO. You know, that'd be all right. And I said, oh, that made me feel pretty bad. Thank you. That didn't really help at all. So, keep your comments to yourself. But it reminded me, you know, a little bit about. I realize a slight fear of women. Actually, I don't want to reveal this to everyone. You know, slight, ever so slight, slight enough that I made sure my girlfriend was really small, short, so if I can trip over her easily. But anyway, I digress pretty much. Digest. So anyway, so pretty much it's a little fear, a tad fear, okay? And it stems from, I mean, in 4th grade, a girl used to beat me up every day after school. 4th grade, okay? And I you know, it's left some scars, okay? But, you know, I've got over this. I don't fear any girls today. You know, so, you know, not today. Not on this day. Like the other days. So, but my uncle called me, and I don't know, it runs in the family, a slight fear of women. I don't know where it comes from. I mean, I don't think everybody got beat up that are guys when they were in 4th grade by a girl. I don't think so. I didn't ask my brothers, but maybe. I don't know. I don't care as my brothers. No, I don't care about my brothers. They don't care about me. No. So anyway, my uncle called me up and he says, I know it's tough to talk to girls and you gotta, but my uncle's the weird uncle that you never want to always gets kicked out of Thanksgiving and every you know, gathering. It's just standard. You should just have him go for 5 minutes and then tell him to leave, because that's what's gonna happen. So he came in one time and he wanted to show me how to overcome your fear of women. And okay, sorry, let me go back for a second. I was working as a host at Bennigan's in Boston, okay? And he said, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna show you how not to be scared by women anymore. And I'll demonstrate. And he said 2 ways to do it. Remember, my uncle is someone you don't listen to. And whatever he says, you do the opposite. You'll live longer and you'll feel better. So he said, 1, there's this thing I heard about that you can pay like a really strong woman who's a wrestler to throw you around, and then you fight, and they'll let you pin them, and that helps. You pay them. Like, he said, that's ridiculous. And he's like, okay, just let me come down to Bennigan's. You're hosting, and then I'll show you how to do it. And I know for a fact another way he gets back or doesn't know how to handle women, he gets very mad at waitresses, which is horrible. He humiliates them and just makes them feel awful. So he comes down, and I have to seat him. I sit him in this section. And I know what's going to happen because I was hoping a waiter would be there to take him. But it's all female staff. And I was like, there's like 5 waitresses. Okay. There was Jamie, Amy, and Julie and Phyllis, and I forget one other, Maggie, that's right. And I had to pick one of them to go see my uncle. And I know it was going to happen. He'd get so mad at her and ask her to do all these things, and why don't you do this, why don't you do that? This is not on the menu. What should be on the menu? You should have suggested it to the chef. Why isn't it on the menu? And go on and on. And poor waitress is dying. And so what I thought, I gotta choose one of them, of the 5. So I was thinking, well, Maggie, like 5 months ago, she stood me up, and she didn't show. And I was thinking, okay, Maggie looks good now. So I said, I sat in her section, Maggie's section, and so one person in her section, my uncle. So she's boxed into this, and I know what's gonna happen. She goes over, and he starts, tormenting her, and it just makes her feel awful. And then I feel really bad a little bit. So, and she doesn't know that's my uncle. So I go over, and pretty much, talk to him. And I know the minute I talk to him, when he's in he leaves. He usually leaves. So, I told him he left, and then I go back to her. Sorry that happened, Maggie. He was a jerk, and I took care of it, So I redeemed myself a little bit. I made her feel a little bit uncomfortable, but so. That was kind of cruel, but not too bad because I redeemed myself, as I said. Right? Do you think it was a terrible thing? I want a professional opinion,
I found it a little
whatever that
hard
means.
to follow.
You
I
found,
find it,
is it cruel?
a
Is
little
it
bit.
mean-hearted?
I mean, to set him in a jerk section, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe,
and then
but
know what's coming,
I
what's
guess
going to
so,
happen,
yes.
throwing her to the wolves, kind of.
I see.
My uncle, a wolf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
was she a waitress?
Waitress, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
so I see.
And she felt terrible. She was
Okay.
almost crying after that.
Yeah.
And so I said, I'm so sorry. I beat him. I took him away. She's like, oh, thank you. Can we go out Saturday night? And she said, no. My plans.
I've got a date with your
All right,
uncle.
well, I'll bring that guy. I'll bring that guy back for you, and he'll sit in your section. And I'm not going to save you this time. Thank you all.
Hey, where did we find you?
You find me at actually d.shorts.585.
All right.
Yeah.
That's Schwartz.
I'm short.
Schwartz.
You shorts.
And you're welcome, and thank you all. Everyone's gone up, is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, did you follow us yet?
No, not yet.
Well, if you love us, let us know. Let's go on Lee's phone. I'm gonna take a picture.
Wait, oh yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna take a picture. Take a twat shot.
Take anything.
Hey!
Can you imagine that?
Big
That would-
watch.
All right, did I say watch my language? That's right, watch my language. Give me a mirror. All right, so it was really nice having you here, Mark. Nice to see you after all these weeks. Where the hell do you think you're going without permission?
I'll be right back.
It's okay.
Okay.
All right. I'll be right back. All right, so here we go. Because once you go black, you go broke. That's what's happening. All right, Mark, that was a joke. We're not going broke. We're doing. I can say that, can't I?
Yeah.
Thank you. Is there anything I can't say? So you guys are wondering about this hat, aren't you? Before we go, you're worried about the hat. You're not wondering.
all night about that.
Okay, so so it's an EEG I'm still going through. So I forgot I was gonna jump in the tub. But Samantha stopped me.
You're welcome, guys.
Thank you. Yes, because without that, you know, there would be another layer of hair, and you believe this is in my scalp? I want to go to sleep, and all I keep thinking is, but I'm really getting turned on by Alfred Hitchcock, so I have to stop that. All right, so guys, this has been great. I don't know what kind of plant this is now, but it looks like a monster.
It's a jade.
Is it a jade?
Yeah.
Wow, if only I had that matching necklace. All right, so I'm not materialistic, but I want you guys to know that I married you for love.
And lost every piece of jewelry I ever bought you.
Every fucking piece of jewelry. It's terrible. Why you gotta bring it up? Why you gotta bring it up? I did lose a piece of jade. I did. Aren't you so crazy?
Insured?
I love them.
They're
Do
gorgeous.
you like them?
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I was gonna throw them out, but I can't walk in anything since the surgery
throw 'em out.
thing. And these are vintage. And Samantha, thank you for keeping this place together, Samantha Linderman. And guys.